PUBG fans? I'm Porosaurus, and this is Friendly Fire, and we've got one of the stars of Oath who just had a very strong week number 3 in the PUBG Global Invitational 2021. What is up, Relo? How are you guys feeling coming out of week 3 weekly finals?
Feeling a lot better than we did week 2.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, look, hey, you've had obviously some up and down performances, but that kind of goes along with having such a long, drawn-out event, right? So I'm sure spirits are still high for everybody, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so before we get too far into the nitty-gritty and details and asking the tough questions, I gotta ask, how are you guys enjoying Paradise City? How are you enjoying the venue and everything?
The venue is sick, and there's a restaurant there with 2 Michelin stars. It's nice.
What? How many times have y'all eaten there?
I think I've eaten there 3 times.
2 Michelin stars is 2 more than I got. I'm sure 2 more than you got when you were eating in quarantine. How was that whole quarantine process?
A lot of PUBG and a lot of sleeping, that's for sure. Going out on the balcony was kind of nice. Just like in the super cold weather, it was refreshing, but a lot of PUBG.
Have you gotten to kind of hang around and talk with a lot of the players from other regions?
Africa, even though we were hot shopping them at the start of the tournament, they're chill. They're chill. Africa, like EJ and Akkad, me and Bale played with them for a bit, and I like them a lot.
That's awesome. Have you gotten a chance to talk to much of the EU guys or any of the LATAM guys that are now your new region mates?
Meta, definitely. Sparking's a really cool kid.
Now that we've gotten kind of talked about your whole experience and being there out of the way, I want to talk a little bit about the games, right? So Oath has had a fantastic performance so far in that you've made every single weekly final so far, ... but. So how is the team kind of dealing with the kind of stress and the pressure of having to not only win games to get to the finals, but then once you're in the finals, try to find a way to perform your best?
It's definitely rough. It's super stressful during the weekly survival games, but once you get the win, you get a few days off usually. You got to stay super composed, and the weekly final, it is ridiculously difficult, and it's arguably the most competitive PUBG I've ever played in my life.
Who's the best on your team at making sure everybody kind of stays cool and calm?
Probably Pat. Pat's got some age on us, and he's definitely like the most experienced out of us, and he definitely keeps us cool.
What international team that you've kind of faced or maybe be facing for the first time that you're most impressed with?
I would probably say ENT, to be honest. From a North American viewer perspective, when I used to watch EU games, they didn't seem like the strongest team, but they've been playing really well. They're like DA, but they're actually making the finals and not taking a pointless hot drop versus 4AM.
Yikes. Going into the tournament, obviously, I'm sure you did a lot of scouting, a lot of research, and who was kind of in your mind the biggest competition and there?
When we came into this tournament, every team seems pretty much on par. There's like a select few that don't really stand much of a chance against the higher up teams, but probably 4AM or Genji, obviously, but I mean, that's to be expected.
Kind of a follow-up question to that, how have those teams been performing in your eyes since getting here?
As good as expected. 4AM and Genji are some of the best teams in the world.
If you had to pick a most underrated team, who would you say?
Most underrated team is probably Metagaming. They haven't made a weekly final yet, but they've been playing really well in the reseeding event. So I think if they make a weekly final, they could have a good strong performance.
Do you think there's any team in here that's just overrated?
Sorry to say it, but Na'Vi. Na'Vi's had a huge letdown performance. In my eyes, they're kind of overrated right now. Maybe they can bring it back, but they're struggling.
I don't know. Is it bad luck? Is it bad play? Is it bad meta? What do you think it is mostly?
I think they play too slow. I mean, they actually pretty much ruined one of our games in the most recent weekly final, where they were just playing super slow. We knew about where they were, and I mean, 2 zones passed while we're fighting a team, and they're still where they were, not getting info, just playing super slow. And I look at the stream back, and then they just drive middle and die. So
let's do a little fun little game here. We're gonna do word association. So I'm gonna say the name of a team, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind after I say that team's name. Let's start big. FaZe Clan.
Inconsistent, but really good.
Shoot to Kill.
Impressive, as always.
Damwon.
Kind of a letdown, but I think all the players on that team are incredible.
Multi-Circle Gaming.
Kind of let down.
We're getting let down by a lot of people here. Let's realize this is
yeah.
It's been a tough tournament for Sonics.
Unexpected. I was expecting them to I guess dominate, but I mean, after their week 1 performance, you'd expect it. But again, another letdown.
Zenith.
I love everybody on the team, but I think they need a lot of work.
22 kills, and you're gonna throw them in the ditch like that?
I mean, if they can put up games like that in every weekly final or survival, then, I mean, they'll be one of the best teams here.
So Oath has made it to all 3 weekly finals so far, and some other top-tier teams haven't. What do you think is your key to making that happen?
Just give us a circle. Come on, man. Please. It's rough. Pretty much every team can say this as well. Like, the games that we win and the games that other teams win, like, whether it be an entire game where you get every circle or you get a favorable late game shift, like, it's super crucial. Late game, if you don't get a good circle, you're stuck taking a bad fight usually, and like either you win that fight cleanly or you get third-partied, and that just screws over your entire game usually.
It seems like it's almost harder to get that win when you're supposed to win than it is to just like fight your way from the edge or something and find a little bit of good luck.
Oh, 100%. Last week when we got very favorable circles on Military Island, the game that we won, I mean, that was more stressful than the 2 games we won in the past 2 weeks. Like, we'd had no momentum, no confidence going into that fight, especially after the bad games that we had prior.
Okay, so let's say that you and your whole team get beamed into outer space. They don't have Wi-Fi. You can't compete anymore. Who would you like to see win this entire tournament?
Either STK or Africa, probably. I like Africa.
Taking Africa over the Sonics. God, I love it. That's what we're gonna sell on this one, Relo. We're not gonna talk about the fact that you went with it. We're gonna talk about the fact that you didn't pick Sonics or Zenith. How are you guys feeling going into those final weeks? Are you feeling you're kind of on the uptick right now?
Yeah, I think we're learning a lot, and I think we have a pretty good chance at winning money.
That's what we like to hear. Well, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Paradise City, Mr. Relo, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And, well, I hope that you don't get hot dropped. Let's just put it that way.
Thank you, Poro.
Thanks once again so much to Mr. Relo from Oath. I have been Porosaurus, and that is going to do it for this episode of Friendly Fire. We will see you next time.